Hello and welcome to GG Chronicles podcast episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Not really, just episode 2. Welcome back everybody. My name's Ian and we've also got Graham.
Alrighty.
And Chris.
Hello.
We hope you all enjoyed the first show, and if you're coming back for more this week then thanks very much, we appreciate it. Remember, you can leave us feedback if you want on our Facebook and Twitter and just let us know how you enjoy last week's or didn't enjoy. If you want any more stuff added in or want us to take away stuff, then just let us know. We like the audience participation, and if we get more of you, we might even just start doing wee competitions for like small prizes and stuff, so get involved and get in touch.
Yeah.
Let us know what's happening.
Chris is excited by small presents.
Yeah. I think it'd be cool, didn't that?
I know. That's why I brought it up. But first of all, I thought we'd hand off to Graham because he went visiting a lovely place this weekend. No, last weekend? Was it last weekend?
Couple of weekends ago.
2 weekends ago. Aye, 2 weekends ago. Aye. So, tell us what you done, Graham.
I went through to Edinburgh for film festival. Glasgow Film Festival earlier in the year. There's tons on. Edinburgh, not as commonly been to it myself, but saw a couple of things that kind of perked up. I went to see Monsters University, again, which was a kind of UK premiere, I think. And then I went to see The Conjuring as well, which was at the Filmhouse. So I only went to see 2 films, and you went to see The Conjuring a few days later.
I went in this. I think the one you went to was on the Thursday, and I went in this. Did 2 screenings, and I went on the Saturday.
Saturday, that's right.
So the Thursday was a UK premiere of The Conjuring, I believe, wasn't it?
I feel totally left out because I didn't have the pennies to fund a trip to Edinburgh.
Christopher didn't go. Christopher was...
So...
Be homeless boy.
I know, I just feel like I'm actually useless now.
You may as well just not even be on this podcast, Chris. Let's be honest.
I'm going home.
Fuck off. Right, Chris. Graham. Graham?
I went to see The Conjuring. Again, I went on myself, but quite happy to do that when you're just kind of wanting to concentrate.
Definitely, I was the same. The Saturday just went myself as well because I was so excited to see it.
Half the time I go to the cinema myself anyway, just...
Like I'm not there to socialise anyway.
Exactly, so went in there and place really cool film house, a really cool looking cinema, like just that kind of general looking foyer like any cinema does, nothing special, nothing different, but just the cinema felt cool when you went up to I think it was the main screen 1, and it was like
the stairs, isn't it?
Kind of like a spiral staircase, and it was really nice inside, really comfy seats, felt like a good atmosphere, and the place was packed out for it. It was sold out.
That's what I thought was weird about my one, the one I went to, because mine wasn't even...
It was much quieter, you were saying?
It was maybe between half and 3/4 full, and that was a Saturday tea time performance. I thought that would have been just as busy.
If anything, busier,
if anything, it would have been the sold out one, because the one you went to was like a Thursday night, which was really hard to get home from for like me. That's why I didn't go, because I wouldn't have made it home on the last train. So is it what?
And you, Chris?
No, I was just saying, it's like, this is boring.
Talk
about the movie.
We're going to get on to that. Brilliant.
But I sat down. And
did you have a bit of popcorn? What just did you have?
No popcorn.
Did you scratch your balls?
Shut up.
No, but what did you think of the film?
I loved the film. Just straight away got a great feeling from it. Nothing. It was... kind of formula of the film was something that's been done a million times before.
It was similar.
And it will be done a million times again. But it was just done so well with what it was trying to do. Like, James Wan's obviously done a lot of other films, kind of mostly been based around horror of some kind.
Same genre, like, it tends to do that. No, mostly.
With Death Sentence is probably the only one I would have said.
That's the only one I haven't seen as well.
But with The Conjuring, it was really cool because he just done everything brilliant. The scares in most modern horror films, I feel, they're usually jump scares. They're kind of things put in there to...
they put loud noises in.
And it's...
Well, because that's what I wanted to ask.
And
I was quite curious about that, because I kind of don't... I do like it, but I'd like it to be not all about jump scares.
Just genuinely scary.
I genuinely feel scared even by very little happening. I don't want stuff jumping out at me because I just find that's a cheap scare.
Jump scares are very easy to do, and they do still give you a fright, and you will still jump and like, oh, you'll get a fright, you'll jump out your seat.
But it sometimes feels cheap though if they use stuff like that. a dog appear and making them doing a loud
Because
music
when
cue.
we went to see The Last Exorcism, the second one, I thought that's all there was jump scares. And
It wasn't creepy.
It wasn't. It didn't feel like I totally agree.
yeah, I don't think it was scary apart from the bits where stuff was flying at you. Or not flying at you, it was like 3D around, but where somebody turned around and something was there.
And it was all big.
that mad statue guy. I freaked out.
The kind of mime in the
Well, I didn't freak out, that's a bit of an exaggeration. I pure jumped an absolute peach at that.
But with the Conjuring, that's exactly why it was so good, because it was a story you've seen before, but the scares, like, you genuinely had some fear in what was going to happen, like the kind of cliched scares you get as well, you know, when you get somebody in the bathroom and like they open the bathroom mirror door,
cabinet,
they close the cabinet, you're going to see a face in the background.
Yeah.
So what was cool actually,
Well, no spoilers.
And there won't be any spoilers.
Spoiler free.
Yeah,
Spoiler
definitely.
free, so don't worry. In most films, you expect when it happens you're going to see something, but you don't. So it hints at the kind of cliched scares that you're expecting to see or to hear, and it totally changes it, which is a good thing for building up fear as well, because you think, oh, this is going to be a scary bit. It's not. It just kind of builds anticipation, and that's on any horror film is what's scary, is anticipation and the thought of what's going to happen, because more often than not, if a film's like brings it all out in the front, then it's not as scary, because it's like it's not leaving it to your imagination. So that's what made it just generally so good. And
there was a couple of jump scares, not many, but the ones that were jump scares that shot myself, man.
Pretty effective.
There was maybe one or two big ones, and there was one I'd kind of jumped at, but there was none I really seen coming. If you know what I mean, it was hard to tell when they're coming, because, as you said, but the way they done it. But I just thought the overall tone of it was really creepy, and just it looked beautiful. It looked amazing.
The filming was incredible,
and the camera work. Whoever the DP was it was for a horror movie. It was really special. Just the camera work and the movement they done, and
you don't expect it.
There's stuff I hadn't seen in films really before.
Because I think I spoke to you on the phone, didn't I? It was over Xbox. We were talking about this shot, kind of a couple of shots specifically. The kind of twisted one you were talking about, Ian, was, again, no spoilers, but it was based around a scene around a bed, and it was like just moving from like
under the bed to
like above, and
it's a way I kind of twisted without cutting. It twisted up, and it just
which is cool, because again, normally a film would understandably just do a cut. It would look under a bed and it would cut to the person's face or whatever, but it was really cool how it just kind of twisted in the same shot. And I think it was
that was before that. There was another shot.
The one before that, where it was kind of out the front of the house, the main house the film was set in, and it kind of a big kind of sweeping shot. Just again, I don't know how. I'm not technically minded in the sense that I know where there's been a cut, because I know on some films they'll claim long cuts, extended cuts, but it's maybe not. So I don't know.
Spliced together.
I don't know how, which is a job of a good editor to do that.
Yeah.
But there was a really good long shot where the girl walked through the house. Up to the top of her back garden, and the camera then stayed where it was but zoomed down on somebody at the end of the garden. I just thought it was just a brilliant shot, and it was just throughout the whole film there was little bits. Oh, that was a really cool shot, that was a good shot. And the actors as well, the cast was great again.
I thought the cast was all brilliant. I like Patrick Wilson, is it? I really like him, and Verma Farmiga, she's really good, and the rest of themselves. Who's the woman? I can't remember the actress's name, but she's been in quite a lot of things. The wife of the house.
The wife of the house, not of the.
Not Patrick Wilson's.
Not of the.
Aye.
And it's based over, again, like a lot of films, like some horror films, they kind of claim certain things based on kind of true stories, and it always adds a little bit of kind of even if
go, that could have
even just a little bit more intrigue that you think, oh, that could have happened, and it was just I just really enjoyed it. I just came out of it and thought that was a really well made, great horror film.
Well, one of the things that I thought of coming from somebody that hasn't actually seen it yet is in the trailer it looked very kind of minimal. Like there wasn't. It didn't seem like see with Insidious there was like craziness. Like halfway through things got really crazy and all these demons and stuff.
I would say that's to do with the trailer they put out. The first trailer they put out was really minimalistic, and I loved it. And then I happened to see the second trailer after I seen the film, and that would have ruined some of it if I'd seen that trailer.
Well, is it? I mean,
it doesn't go.
And compared to
no, it doesn't. It doesn't go crazy.
I can't imagine it'll go anywhere near as crazy as Insidious.
It's more straight laced, but stuff happens. But
I quite liked though that it was quite basic.
There was loads of basic stuff in it, and
that's not even to sell it short either, because I think when you say that, it sometimes sounds like a negative thing, but it's not.
No,
because it's just good, because there's not always a need to do that, is there?
No, I mean, because I wish I could say more, but there's. I'll talk about to you about it afterwards. But there's just bits in it where I thought they didn't overuse it; they used it just right. The imagery, and I thought that was brilliant because that scared me. Seeing that wee bit.
Even
it was brilliant. Man.
There was
wee shivers there just thinking about seeing that specific scene because you only see it for a split second.
Loads of good little touches. Like even like what I loved with Insidious and with this was just the initial title sequence with the name of the film coming up. I just thought
was the same with Conjuring. It was a wee bit different as well. It was cool.
Like Insidious came up with the big red writing and brilliant music, and I was like, you just knew straight away this is going to be a good film because it just sets it off so well. And the exact same with the Conjuring, comes up in kind of big yellow writing, the exact same way, and I thought it was really, really good. And I suppose, obviously, I think it comes out in the States in a couple of weeks still, in the end of July.
It's 19th of July in the States, and
it's
2nd August.
2nd of August in UK, so
absolutely,
like, with Christopher obviously wanting to see it still, we should all, I'm definitely going to see it again.
I'd go and see it again, definitely.
Especially because it's a good gap between it, having seen it in the cinema at the kind of premiere. Yeah. I know, Christopher, you will really like it. I can guarantee
pretty sure I'll like it. Yeah.
Spent too much time in James Wan, so we'll quickly go over his other films as well. Saw, you really enjoyed Saw, didn't you?
Always love Saw.
Chris, did you enjoy Saw?
The original, yeah.
The original, yeah. Because he only directed the first one.
But I mean, not that the rest were terrible. It's just that I don't think any of them.
This Saw
stand up to the original.
It set a really good precedent.
I thought it told when he left the franchise, it got weaker.
But he directed and wrote Saw with the guy he's collaborated with quite a number of times, that Lee Wanell,
guy in Insidious,
who he also worked with on a number of other stuff. But James Wan stayed on as like producer for most of the other films, actually, in some capacity.
I thought it was only like 2, 3 and 4. Was it not 2 and 3?
I've got it listed that it was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 3D.
Was that
really?
As producer.
It's 3D the last one?
Producers, sometimes you see it in film producer and they don't do a lot.
And they've not had as much to do with it.
It's just because they've maybe created the original. You've seen loads of sequels, executive producer, so-and-so.
3D was the last one, wasn't it? Oh, I really didn't like that one.
Nah, it was poor.
But like you say, it shows though, because the first one was amazing and it spawned a million copycats, which again is testament to the popularity of the
And I think it was one of the first of that type of movie to become like massively well known.
Because it was
culture porn.
See now, if you go into like a supermarket and you look at their DVD chart, it is half of it will be all torture porn movies.
Definitely. And
it's just weird how, based on Saw, and then there's obviously been other movies that have followed that kind of trend, they've become so popular now.
I suppose of any really, really popular thing, whether it's a game or a film, it's going to spawn good and bad films that are copying it or use the style of it.
There's lots of shite, and very few I think are as good as the original Saw. But
and obviously we mentioned Insidious. With the sequel, the second one coming up as well. Chapter 2, Insidious coming out, I think it's
13th of September.
Is that worldwide release?
I don't know. I'll look up online. That's a UK release anyway. I know that much.
Oh well, that must be worldwide because that's the American release as
well.
Definitely.
So
can't wait for that.
Yeah, I really like the first one, even though it was a bit crazy.
The last 20 minutes or a bit.
It's very much a movie of two halves, I think.
But it was quite cool. Like, we went to the Insidious Q&A screening.
Oh, that's right. Is that just me and you, or me and you and Chris?
No, I wasn't there.
Before that was again, I think that worked out as being, I think, a UK premiere as well of that back then, because it was out before the film was released, and James Wan and Lee Wanell were both there in person, which was brilliant. Really good Q&A, and they come across as really cool guys who actually care about it. It shows in the films that they make that they care a lot about the stuff that they're making. It's not like a big stupid budget studio film where they're given $20 million, here, make a film, we'll tell you what to make. They're making what they want to make, and that's what shows. And like from Saw and Death Sentence, which I love too. And we talked about Insidious and The Conjuring, which
Dead Silence wasn't that great, I didn't think.
And it actually, when mentioning that, it's quite funny because I was reading again before about Lee Vanell was obviously wrote it as well, and he actually was told that if Saw was to be a flop, we need something else to fall back on.
Yeah.
So, and he admits it in interviews and stuff like that, so it wouldn't feel bad to say that he was pretty much forced into thinking of an idea.
Oh, right.
And it kind of shows in the film because it's not anywhere near as strong as his other work.
See, I didn't think it was that bad.
Oh, it wasn't terrible, but it was just.
It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't good. But I definitely didn't.
I thought it was
like,
quite creepy. Like Weed, all things that I think are quite.
There's definitely
creepy.
He takes some of that into The Conjuring. I won't say any more than that, but there's definitely hints of that. I think he kind of hints to his past.
And I think again,
but in a good way. In a good, not a weak like the movie way.
Yeah.
I think it just shows how strong they are because they can go into a film, make something which they deem as weak, is maybe disappointing how it came about, how it was forced to be made, but that it's still better than a lot of films that you'll see.
Yeah.
that try to be a similar style, and it will be better.
And then his film career's going down the pan.
Well, that's
because he's doing the Fast and the Shite 7.
That's up for debate, I guess.
It's not up for debate. It's the Stone Cold Truth.
I don't even know. Will he have much say in how that is? Like how different it'll be? I think it'll be the same. I've all these Fast and Furious movies not had different directors.
Not everyone.
They're probably all. Well, probably a lot of them have had different directors, and they all come out pretty much the same.
Yeah.
With the exception maybe of the last two. The last two were quite big
I think
in
he's
their
been
scale.
given that movie off the back of Insidious, the success of Insidious, and they know The Conjuring's going to do. I think because it's receiving a lot of good press.
Because it's not like they're bringing in this horror director and he's going to turn Fast and Furious into some sort of brutal death movie.
Which would be cool.
Make it better, maybe.
But I mean, it's like even people that like Fast and the Furious films, like I do and Christopher, you do as well. Like we have different opinions of even the ones that are out. I mean, I don't by any means like them all. Loved the first one. I could care less about the second and third ones. I was like, oh, whatever.
4, I don't even think was that great.
4 was average. Loved 5 and 6. So
I love 1. 5 I thought was really brilliant as well. 6 was not as good, but still better than 2, 3, and 4. I think.
So after just talking about James Wan and the kind of horror films he's been involved in, and like, I think that's a brilliant opportunity for him. Obviously, he's the bosses or whatever, the head of the group of the film companies. I've obviously saw that and said, well, we're going to trust this guy because that would never normally happen. So it's amazing that he's going to get the chance to do it. And
I want them to add Jigsaw to their crew, like Vin Diesel's crew, and then he jumps around in that wee trike thing.
Trying to play a game.
The wee trike thing.
Seen an interview with him saying he's not doing that in any other movies now. He used to put the wee face in. He's always movies.
Yeah,
I'm not doing that anymore.
I liked it.
I think that's kind of cool.
I think he's severed his ties with it.
I think we should all tweet him and tell him to do it in Fast and the Furious. Like, see, like
if it's subtle, then
on
it's
on like a car insignia.
He can do it, and I won't see it because I won't go and see it. So,
it's your loss, but
not really.
Do you not want to see the follow up to the 35-mile long
runway that's in Fast and Furious 6?
Some airport or whatever?
I heard that in the Empire podcast.
I actually couldn't stop laughing thinking about that. So this is a long.
Somebody worked out how long it'd be. It was something crazy like that. If they worked out how long the film, that time period in the film was, and the speed that was roughly going, they worked out
how long it would actually
and
be.
it was fucking.
It was just ridiculous at the end though, because it's like, whoa, like they pure stopped the car, like, oh god, we were just about the end of that runway there, so it just made it in the nick of time. They're on that runway for about 20 minutes, pelted at full speed.
I suppose with any film, whether it's horror films, talking about action films you might not typically like, I suppose it depends on your disappointment or kind of surprise of these films is all to do with what you're expecting of it before you see it. I suppose that's the same of anything, but I think if you go into something with a mindset of it going to be this or hoping it to be something and it's different, then you can easily be disappointed. So I think you should take Fast and the Furious just for what it is. I mean, are you going to...
Well, that's not necessarily true. I've went into quite a few movies thinking this is going to be shite and walked out going, okay, that was brilliant.
No, that's what I mean.
And he'll walk into Fast and Furious and go, this is going to be shite, and he'll walk out saying, that was shite.
I'm not that,
because it's just not made for him.
Well, no, but it's not my type of movie.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're not.
I'm not saying Fast and the Furious are terribly made films.
It's just that it's
fucking
not
don't
for
like
you.
them in the slightest.
Aye,
I just
that
think
makes
it's
sense.
rubbish.
And that's cool because that, like you say, not everybody's taste is the same, and you're
I just like bam news up with it.
doesn't
I don't care. I'm not hardcore enough to actually get pissed off.
I know. Right, enough about this. Let's go into something else.
Although, can I just say, Paul Walker is pretty dreamy.
Aye, that's a dream, but I love him.
Yes, amazing.
What is he going to do after Fast and Furious is finished?
Fucking
Is he been in it?
work in a garage, selling cars,
He's working in the spa.
selling green bottles of Iron Brew. Enough screening we went to. Me and Chris went to. Now You See Me.
Oh yeah,
We went to see.
I think that's out. That's out now. That
It's
came
come out on
last,
Thursday there.
last
Went-
week. Yeah.
Just came out, yeah.
Ah, it just came out Thursday there. Me and Chris went to. It was the Cineworld
That's
secret
like a
secret
secret-
screening, so
yeah.
nobody knew what the film was. Although we had ideas, I'd guessed. Now
Some
You See Me.
idiots were coming out with the worst thing. Oh, it's going to be Thor. Is it?
I
How is
know.
it going to be Thor?
I know, it was funny. It's going to be far. It's going to be fucking something that was an 18 as well. They said something that was going to be an 18. Like, why would they do it an 18?
I was really thinking it was going to be the Lone Ranger, and I was so
dreading it.
hoping that it wasn't. I was really hoping for Pacific Rim, but
And then I remember just before it started, I was like, it's going to be Now You See Me. And then it was. I was like,
yeah,
right. But no, I really enjoyed it.
yeah, I actually really
It was really
enjoyed
fun.
it. I thought it was like it was kind of like a mystery movie. It did kind of keep you guessing, but at the same time, it was quite fun, and it didn't take itself too seriously.
No, it was over the top in bits, but I think it was supposed to be
ridiculously over the top
Aye,
bits.
totally. But it wouldn't have worked if they didn't do that. I thought it was fun because they'd done it, and but the action was done really well because there wasn't hundreds of action in it, but the action they did do looked so good. Like some of the wee fight scenes and stuff were so cool.
Yeah, actually, that one in
because
particular
you used
in
the
the apartment
the
was really
apartment
cool.
was brilliant, man. That was one of the best fight scenes I've seen in a wee bit. But I thought everybody was good in it. All the actors were good.
Seems a good cast.
The cast were brilliant. Nobody was really underused or overused.
Hopefully I'll see it on Monday.
I really like
Monday or Sunday.
what's his name, Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo's
I think
brilliant.
he's brilliant.
I like
Woody
all of them.
Harrelson's in it, isn't he?
Woody Harrelson's good in it.
I've always liked Woody Harrelson.
He's actually pretty good. He's got
kind
a
of the
couple
funny
of
guy.
good, couple of good lines.
He's got the funny. He's a kind of he has.
He always
comedic
is.
lines. And Jesse Eisenberg and Dave Franco and Isla Fisher are kind of more straight, but they're good in it. They've not got loads to do, but they're good in it.
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
But I really enjoyed it. I was quite surprised because I didn't really have any expectation really. I wasn't really fussed either way.
And it's a cool idea for Cineworld to do it. See the secret screening, like you buy a ticket and you don't know what you're going to see. I think that's generally a really good idea.
I think is that not one of the first things that sells out at Fright Fest or something when they do the secret screenings?
Glasgow.
Just
Fright
the
Fest.
film
just
festival.
the
or
film
whatever.
festival in general in Glasgow, yeah, and again because I suppose a secret screening can be anything. It can turn out to be terrible or it can turn out to be brilliant. Or
I think it's just because you don't know, then that's so much excitement behind it.
And I think with GFT doing it for Glasgow Film Festival and Cineworld now doing it just kind of seemingly randomly, they'll always pick something that's going to have a good bit of interest in it. I think they pick pretty safe choices in the sense that it's not going to be a complete walkout. You'll inevitably get somebody who'll hate a secret screening because there's going to be so many different people with different tastes. But I just think it's a really cool idea. Like you said,
I really hope Cine will do it again.
I hope they do more of it.
it seemed to be really, really popular. So
That sold it.
Well, it was weird because it was on like two screens. It was on a really, what was it, 3, which is like a massive,
three's the
the
biggest
biggest screen,
at
and then
Cineworld.
it was on like 9 or something as
Ah,
well.
so
So I think it must have been massively popular. So I hope they do it again.
Definitely. Again, what did you think of Monsters University? Because you went to see that at the festival as well. Did you think it was good?
Yeah, I mean, I went again on, I think it was before the Conjuring, and went to see it, and again, really amazing kind of old theatre. Had been redone up, and they had it was really cool actually. They had people dressed up as Mike and Sully, which was really cool. And again, because I was myself, I thought it's a bit creepy. I was like, I want to get a picture with them, but I thought there's a line of kids, and I'm like,
There's a bunch of kids and then this creepy 29-year-old guy.
a 29-year-old guy waiting in the queue for a picture. I was like, nah, I think I'll pass. So sadly, I've not got any pictures to share with you from Mike and Sully, but again, really enjoyed the film. It's the sort of film that with Despicable Me 2, I felt the same because I loved the original Despicable Me and I loved Monsters Inc. And with both sequels, they were both very, very good sequels. just not quite as good as the first.
Yeah.
See, I think the problem that Monsters Inc. has, and I think it's probably a problem that Pixar actually in general has, is that they've got a reputation for making very like emotional films, like films that are quite deep. Well, not deep. That sounds really terrible, but
they've got a meaning behind
yeah, there's a lot in it. And like in
definitely.
the original Monsters Inc., Boo was one of the cutest things ever, and like
There was proper emotion.
yeah,
there
it
with
was.
Boo
So I
and-
think for them just to make Monsters University, which is just a fun movie, it might be perceived as being a bad movie because it's not having that same emotional impact, like, as opposed to Up and Monsters Inc. and stuff like that.
And having seen it, I would agree, because I really enjoyed Monsters University. Again, like every one of their films looked incredible. The work on it was amazing, and there was a lot of really funny moments in it as well. But I just think you kind of put it perfectly there, because there was just that bit of emotion that was lacking, I think. But really
But
enjoyed
it might have been forced in a movie that's
It's
not
better if
focusing on that.
If
you
it's
know what
not, if there's nothing there to put in, then don't put it in.
I mean.
for the
Exactly.
sake of it. So, but for what it was really good, and I think it again comes out in a couple of
I think
weeks.
it's next week. I think.
Um,
Pretty sure.
It's the same day Pacific Rim, it's the 12th.
And I would happily go, if you were going to see it, I would happily go again to see it.
I'll probably go with Kira.
I would love to go and see it with like wee kids like
I wouldn't.
your niece, but
To be fair, I'll maybe go see it myself first,
and then go
and
and see it
then
with
I'll
her.
take her, because
It
if
is-
she starts any nonsense,
You'd need to take it.
I'll need to take her out, and I can't be bothered with that.
And it would be annoying, but I suppose that's part of it, and it's getting enjoyment seeing it with somebody else who's so young. So
Yeah.
Talking about Pacific Rim, did you see Hideo Kojima?
Oh, that was amazing.
Him
Actually,
tweeting, he had like 8 tweets because he'd just got a screening of Pacific Rim, and he was just kept on going on about how amazing it was, and
yeah.
how it was a love letter from the west coast to the east, or something I don't, like from Hollywood to Japan.
Yeah,
It's
because
kinda
it's heavily influenced by
Aye,
yeah.
Godzilla.
Aye, definitely.
Well, not even. I
It
think
was
even
the
even,
Mech
even
Kings.
before then.
I don't mean Godzilla as in specifically the Godzilla film. I just mean the idea of the big
big monsters
attacking
and the
monsters.
big robots. the
Yeah,
big
you've had a
mech.
lot of really kind of old anime stuff, and,
Yeah.
and old, even older than that, like the kind of mech stuff. So it looks like it's. I actually really can't wait to see it.
all the people who have seen it, all the insiders and the celebs and directors have seen it, have all been glowing about it. So hopefully it's as good as they say.
Yeah,
I'm hoping. I can't wait to see it.
it's got big Idris Elba in it, man.
I know.
You
Like
can't go
Idris.
wrong.
And then talking about Idris Elba, Luther season 3's just started.
Series three.
Somebody in work was talking about that.
Series
They
3.
said it was
season 3.
series 3, season 3.
Series.
Doesn't matter. But he was going on about how creepy it was, and I was like, don't say anymore.
I actually
I've not seen
haven't
any of
watched.
it.
I've not even watched it yet.
I've not seen any.
Have
of
you got
it.
it taped to watch, Christopher?
No, because I forgot that it was on.
Surprise, surprise! You forget to tape something.
So I'll definitely. I'm not going to watch it. I'll absolutely love Luther.
But like, I just love Idris Elba, like you said.
I think
and
he's so good in that. Like
he's such a good character.
he is brilliant in everything, obviously, but well, most things. But and he's just so good as Luther, man. He's just brilliant.
And again, I know he's I've not seen the start of the third episodes now, but and I wouldn't spoil it anyway. But
I
it's
don't know
just,
anything about Luther because I've not seen anything. So
you not seen the first or second?
I'm gonna go and watch it
Oh.
in the next week or two. I'm gonna watch 1 and 2 and then go on iPlayer and watch.
One of those things that I'm actually jealous of.
I'm looking forward
Haven't
to.
not
I'm looking
seen
forward
it,
to.
yeah.
I'm looking forward to watching it because again, work was going on about it and saying, "Oh, this episode is so creepy." It was,
He's just a
See, if it wasn't for, I think if Idris Elba wasn't in it, I don't think it would be as cool.
no.
because he
Just makes
he
it
is properly badass in it, and it's a
not in an annoying way,
Oh, not-
like where he's acting like a pure hard bastard jumping about,
He's
like
just
bashing folks' skulls in. He's
naturally-
just
he's just
he's just
got
such a pure troubled, hard,
he's got
aggressive kind of guy.
a really good kind of presence and charisma. Carries himself so good in it, and
And Alice, I think, is one of the best characters ever as well. But I won't say too much.
that's I suppose to potentially spoil the first and second, but
It doesn't really spoil anything. Like, I'm
Uh,
just saying she as a character, she's memorable.
Cool. That's cool.
That's it.
I've got other news I just kind of picked up during the week. This might not be that great, but rumoured Steven Seagal and Mel Gibson have signed on for Expendables 3.
It wouldn't surprise me at all.
Nah, it wouldn't surprise me. That was just a rumour somebody had leaked apparently that they've both signed on.
It seems like the obvious next.
Think Mel
step.
Gibson would batten fuck at Jewish people in it.
I think he wants to. Aye.
he definitely he'll be hoping there is. some ass kicking to be done.
He's
But
a mentalist.
Yeah, I
He's
don't
an
know.
absolute mentalist.
But yeah, that makes sense.
Aye.
I don't know if I'd be that bothered.
No,
Expendables 2 was good. I actually did like it. I think it was.
it's not I'm pure excited for it. I mean,
I would still go and see it,
It'll be fun.
and I'll probably still enjoy it. So
but no,
Yeah.
nothing more than that. The Terminator 5's got a release date.
that's almost destined, almost guaranteed to be terrible.
I don't know,
26th of June 2015.
I couldn't
The
really.
same time as Star Wars and Avengers 2 are supposed to come out.
Oh, that can fucking get in the
Not,
bin.
not that it's got much competition.
I don't know. And there's more than that actually. Well, the Justice League ones are not happening anymore. I don't think 'cause that was supposed to be the same time. And I think there's something else big as well coming
The
out.
idea of Terminator right now couldn't sound any less appealing.
I know.
They might just. I don't know.
I would love them to do something good with it. Absolutely would love it.
It's highly
'Cause
unlikely, isn't it?
the first two are
Unless it's-
absolute classics.
James Cameron coming back and
They even have.
Even then, he'd probably ruin
make
it
it
now.
Avatar.
He'd make it
A big blue
4D.
Terminator.
Blue Terminator 4D or something like underwater.
But they're fueled by unobtainium, the worst element name you've ever heard in your life.
Unobtainium, because it's unobtainable.
But
It's so lazy, man.
And they're talking about doing a Taken Free, and Liam Neeson's talking a bit in it.
oh, sorry, I fell asleep there.
I know.
What did you say?
Fucking Taken Free.
But see if they
They're
make
taking
it.
his dog.
See if they make it pure brutal and like that. Because
But they're not going to.
But see, the second was reviewed. I suppose the reviews don't make any difference
It's
as how
just
much
the
money it
box
pulls
office.
in. But
So they'll make another one that's a 12A and
they're going
Fucking
to appeal,
terrible.
try and get as many people in the door.
But the
as
first
possible.
one was just.
first
I
one's
mean,
brilliant,
the
man.
first one is so good. It's not even that it was just decent. I
But
absolutely
the thing is,
loved
the
the first
story,
one.
the story wasn't complicated, it was
It
straightforward.
must have got a sequel because the first one did really well.
Because of DVD sales. It didn't do that well in the cinema.
Because I was just going to say that it was, and there was a big gap between 1 and 2.
There was quite a while.
So because it did well on DVD sales, it then got a
Aye.
sequel.
Because
Right.
it done
And
phenomenal.
then the sequel, because it was at a very low rating,
Got loads of
everyone
people
could
in it.
see it, so
Aye.
that made it probably even more money.
And from
Aye.
a business point of view, you can't blame them because
That
at the
makes
end of the
sense.
day, these guys at the head of studios don't care about anything other than money. And if it's their job, then fair play because that's what they're there to do. But for us and for anyone else who genuinely just loves a good film, it's crap.
That just
I know.
means I won't be going to see it. So.
Because
I'll definitely miss it.
I was excited even before seeing the second Taken 2. I was still excited in a way. I thought, oh, this might actually be quite good. I might, but I was just terrible.
That was terrible. That was poor. Even Liam Neeson couldn't save it.
I know, and I love Liam
I
Neeson.
love Liam Neeson. He's cool.
He's
He is
brilliant.
super cool and great actor, just very disappointing.
Another news was Independence Day sequel. Will Smith's not involved.
Because
Yeah.
he can't afford them.
Aye, basically that's what
the
Roland
exact
Emmerich
reason.
said. Bill Pullman and Jeff Goldblum coming back.
Yep.
Apparently.
I don't even think that'll be good.
I like those two actors. I mean, they're both.
I think
good
it's such a
actors,
terrible
but-
thing making
but
a sequel for a movie.
Just leave it.
How many years later is it going to
Was
be?
that 99? Was it around about nine?
I don't know. Like
I'm the same. I just think, why bother?
I know.
Just make a different
it's
film.
so far from the original release that they're just going to try and get people in for the nostalgia thing. Like thinking
That's
about
Independence Day sequel.
yeah, remember how cool that was? There's so many better, cooler movies since then.
And it doesn't really. But when you hear of sequels, you're Taken 2. It doesn't fill you with much confidence to think that they might do something good with it. Because
And I bet if you watch Independence Day now, I bet it's aged
Because
rapidly.
I watched it recently and I was like,
'Cause I
this
haven't-
isn't as good as I remembered.
I
it.
don't think I've seen it probably since maybe a year or two after it was released.
seriously,
It's not the kind of thing you watch
It was on TV recently.
every
no.
year.
I feel like I watch it quite often. When I say often, I mean like
No, it's not brilliant. It's not as brilliant. 'Cause I remember I went to see it in the cinema like 3 or 4 times and I loved it.
That's
So I
not
mean,
a few
you-
times.
Yeah, because at
Really
the
young.
time it would be great, but now
Now when I
they're-
look at it,
now they're going to have to totally change it to make it more relevant to today's audiences. So it's not going to be Independence. I just don't see the point. in
I
that
just think they should leave it.
I think it's just done. Just
Bad
another,
idea.
another sequel.
Oh, here we go.
Jurassic Park 4 plot details apparently get leaked.
right,
Did,
Graham's already going to say that this is going to be amazing.
did you read it?
No,
Did you read it? No.
No,
I'll
I
read.
don't.
I'll read it out. Apparently, the plot details are it's been leaked as it's gone back to Isla Nublar, like the original place where it was. The first one was set, and they've now completed and opened a theme park there, so it's open to the public.
what? So even though that was a minor mishap that happened, just slightly minor
So
mishap.
I think it's,
We've got it fixed now. So let's open the theme park. and
years
get
down the
everyone
line,
in.
they've fixed it. They've trained the dinosaurs better. Apparently, they've
Oh,
trained the
that sounds
dinosaurs.
terrible already.
I know. I don't
But
know.
then something goes wrong.
And now there's aquatic dinosaurs as well. They've put in, and all the old favourites, and there's a new, as yet unnamed dinosaur that's going to cause the trouble.
What?
It's going to be the hard man.
A dinosaur yet to be revealed that we don't know anything about.
I mean, it's.
Aye.
I mean, you're saying I'm going to inevitably love it, but I don't.
But I think I would say, right, the 1, 2, and 3 are all but kind of on these islands that are kind of wrecked. But this is a totally different set. Well, it's kind of different. Where it's with a theme park full of people, and it could be some shots. It could be cool and all that. I'm not saying it's going to be brilliant or that, but it could be some of it could be cool. But some of it sounds stupid. Like the bit I'm going to say next sounds just totally daft. So this unnamed dinosaur that's going to wreak havoc. Apparently the Velociraptor and the T-Rex are now trained and will be used to help them fight against this new dinosaur.
Oh, no.
Get that to fuck, man. No
I know.
way.
That sounds
Put that in the bin.
so
If
stupid,
anybody's listening, pass it on.
But
Just
it's a director
stop it.
that safety not guaranteed. I don't see him going for something as wild as that.
That's bizarre, isn't it?
Unless the studios are like, well, yeah, they'll make
Wait,
that
that's
movie or
who?
not.
That's
who's
who's
doing
making
it.
it?
Doing it, aye.
That seems quite weird, doesn't it?
But
I know,
to get-
because that was his first film, wasn't it? I'm sure one of his first. And it was a wee indie film. It was
Yeah, and
brilliant.
it's now being propelled right up to.
And it was great. I mean, that's the
massive.
thing.
It was
It's
a fantastic film.
that's
I
it.
loved it.
But a lot of these films will have brilliant people involved with it. They'll probably get a brilliant cast for it
It's
as well.
just how much say he has in. Like
Story
everything,
and all
everything might be set in stone. Just needs somebody to actually film it and stuff like that.
and
He
with,
might not
with the
have much say.
with the original sequels, like with 2 and 3, they actually had a lot of good points to them.
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
Obviously, none of those sequels, and to be honest, not many other films ever will ever compare to the first one.
No.
It's one of the very best films of all time,
Uh-huh.
in my honest opinion.
I loved it.
It's not perfect.
It's pretty close to perfect.
I absolutely loved
No,
Jurassic Park.
it's definitely not perfect.
Right, we're not getting into this argument. Right, go on to the next slide. Jurassic Park convo done.
Good film. Not perfect. Done.
Right, Sean.
Perfect.
Not done.
Right,
Perfect.
Perfect.
Graham, something else you can fucking go and wank yourself silly about next. The X-Files premiered 20 years ago this April.
Oh, I heard
Is
about
it April
this.
or September? I think it is.
Probably different for different regions as well. Like,
This September, I
I
think.
think originally it was quite late for us getting it.
September, I think, for us. I think it's April, America. So 20 years ago, and they're doing a big reunion panel at
Like,
Comic Con.
Comic Con, that's right.
With both Mulder and Scully.
Have they
there.
confirmed? Because
They
last
have confirmed.
Updated and said they've both confirmed.
They're both going to be there.
so,
So maybe a special announcement. You never know.
I highly doubt it.
I mean,
I
it's,
know
it's,
that, but you never know.
Because I was reading about this, and I was reading that he was.
you talking about David Duchovny?
Aye,
He's-
sorry,
he-
David Duchovny. Aye, he was in less in the final season because he had lost interest in it.
Because they brought in.
Agent Doggett.
Agent Doggett,
I can't remember. I didn't see last.
Terminator
Aye, that guy. Can't remember his
2,
name.
was it?
Terminator 2. Aye.
Aye.
That guy running
Robert
it.
Yeah.
Patrick.
Aye, Robert Patrick.
How'd you forget his name?
Because fucking.
Because
it's a
we're not
bland
hardcore
name.
X-Files fans.
I know, no
Well,
fucking.
to be fair, I love X-Files and I've got the complete box set and
Yeah.
I've watched it. But
So shut up then, right?
I am not obsessively compulsive like you.
The
not
truth is
pure
out there,
freak.
Graham. The truth is out there.
That is it there. So I've been told. But I think with announcement wise, I suppose relating to it, they've got the season 10 comic book out there now, which is a really cool idea. Like, obviously the first film was brilliant. The second film was much more disappointing.
I think the first film was only good because it was tied to the story.
To the story.
Yeah.
I
The second film was wasted. It was such a wasted potential because
It's rubbish, man.
it was a throwaway episode.
I-
See if
I
it had been
to-
within a season, you would have just been, that was alright.
totally agree, and that's like X-Files is like a holy grail for me. So like I absolutely agree that the second film was so much more disappointing, and I think if they're
see Billy Connolly.
I hope, after announcement wise, I hope it could be a new film. If they're going to announce something, or what I would love is a complete Blu-ray box set. Yes, please, thank you. I'll have that. Order
up
now.
there.
That's such a crap announcement though.
If they were going to go in there for a special reason other than the.
So we've got David Duchovny, Gillian Anderson.
we've
What's the
got
big
the
announcement?
Blu-ray.
Blu-ray, well, exact same episodes, just upscaled.
The only thing I think they could announce, not a new season, but a new film. We're going to do one last hooray into it. It's going to
They need the comics, from what I've heard.
I can't remember what happened
follow
to TV series, so I don't
the
know.
comics,
what
from
to
what I've
do.
heard, follow the story leading up to the colonisation.
And I've only got the first comic.
Oh.
And
So
I don't know if the comics are going to cover the colonisation, but I had
Colonial?
always
Colonel.
colonial.
Col-
Colonial.
Colonisation.
I had always loved the idea of them doing an actual film covering the colonisation. I think that would have been that would have been so cool, and that would have been, they could have done that last year. Like, the colonisation was what, December 26th, 27th, 2012.
Aye.
So
They could easily have done.
They could have done that last year. I would have loved them to have done it last year. It would have been so cool, and it would have just tied in everything.
I think a lot of it's is try to gauge people's response, and I think that's probably why the comic books are going to be a big tester for it, because X-Files will always have a hardcore cult following, and you could tell again with the second film, the first film was so good because it tied into it, and it was in between the various seasons that were released, and the second film was done to kind of bring in other people. But
the problem with that is that it will never get another film because the second film was of poor quality, so therefore it was, well, I don't know, I mean, it's that, like Take Two, we were saying Take Two is getting a sequel because even though it was poor quality, people went to see it.
Brought in money.
But I just think X-Files, immediately as soon as you hear that, people that aren't fans of X-Files are probably not going to go and see it. It doesn't matter how bad you make the film, they're not going to go, alright, I'll go see that.
You're not going to get your walk-ins.
They see the name X-Files and they go, oh no, I'm not really into that, regardless of what kind of story they put. I think they should have just stuck to the source material and stuck to the kind of continued story, I thought. But
I hope so. I hope with the Comic-Con and the anniversary and people talking about it in the comics doing well, I hope it comes to the release of a new film and something that goes back to the story of the original source.
Yeah, I'd love that.
I'll keep your fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed for that, definitely.
Right, moving away from films, probably going to gaming news. I don't think there's been a massive amount, but got one or two wee bits to tickle your fancy.
I heard that news about well, it wasn't really news, it was just like an accident. It was like that Xbox One headset thing, because I read you were texting me about it.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently it was just like a retailer had accidentally listed that a headset was going to come with the Xbox One, but it isn't. So once again, that's going to be another peripheral on top of your console that you're actually going to have to buy.
We already knew that from before this.
Yeah, but this week there was news that a retailer had listed that the Xbox One was coming with a headset.
They changed their...
But now it turns out that retailer had just made a mistake. So everyone was thinking, oh great, Microsoft has changed their mind again, and they're now actually going to include a headset, but no.
But were you not then saying that, I don't know if it's been confirmed again, but that
you might be able to. They said you might be able to.
They're working on kind of...
But I don't know, I mean, would it even work the same, or...?
No, it's USB kind of powered, but you could...
Well,
no,
my headset isn't.
No.
You've got your special Turtle Beach one, do you not?
Aye.
Well, no, I've
that's the Turtle Beach headsets are different altogether.
I've just got a bog standard Xbox headset, just plugs into the bottom of the controller.
No, right. I see.
But anyway, what were your... That was the crap news. That was the only news that I've heard.
It's been quite quiet after E3, really, I think.
There was news, Twitch has signed a deal with Valve.
Oh, actually, yeah.
You can now link your Twitch account with your Steam account, so...
And I think that's specifically for Dota 2.
Dota
yeah.
2, aye. Specifically, but I think they'll probably link it into more stuff.
Which is really cool, because I think Twitch is going to get even more massive, because obviously with that deal with Steam, and then they've got that deal with Microsoft on the Xbox One as well. So,
aye.
So that's going to be huge. I think that'd be brilliant actually to get more people into it, because I like just sitting watching it sometimes. It's cool.
Aye, it can be cool. So obviously hear more about that in the future. Also to do with Steam, they've got Final Fantasy 7 available. Yeah.
Is that game that's just came out actually? That brand new game that nobody's played.
It's a classic. I'd love to get back and play it again.
I've
not played it since.
Is it an exact port? Like, because you can
get it's an updated one. It's not really recent, but it's kind of recent.
It's not like
you can get it on PSN just now.
Yeah, visually it'll be more than likely identical to the original, because it's one thing that people are still clamouring for as an HD remake of Final Fantasy 7.
Actually, I don't know why they've not done it.
I know, because that would sell. So many people would buy that. Even with a passing interest in Final Fantasy, you would buy that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that they're... I don't know, I mean, I think people will still buy it.
Aye.
But on Steam, Steam News, when is the summer sale going to start? That's the one
I know. Hopefully
Did you not say next weekend?
Apparently, I heard rumours it's this Thursday coming. But
and I don't ever use a Steam account or anything, but I know, like, from Christopher and then more recently you saying how good the Steam sales have been, like just like stupid ridiculous deals where you can get like Is it like packages of games you can get sometimes, you were saying?
The discounts are pretty crazy at times. Like, you're talking really high discounts sometimes. On like, even on their weekend deals, they do like 66, 75% off.
Yeah, you've always said that, and I always thought that's really, really cool. And
PC gaming in general is pretty cheap. If you look at the price that you pay for console games
even
compared to
a
PC,
standard full price new games,
it's nowhere
cheaper.
near as expensive as what you would. And it's crazy because it has the potential to be actually better than it would be in the console. But I can't wait for that. I've got £40 odd sitting in my Steam account that's been sitting there for the summer sale.
Oh, that's cool though. You don't need to
So
fork out for it when it comes up.
I'll be going
Got it
crazy.
sitting.
I'll be going crazy. Buying probably games that I'll play once and then never again.
So we also had Don Matrick left Microsoft. He was the CEO of Microsoft.
Well, was he CEO?
I think
No,
he was one of
he
the
would have
head
been
guys. He was one of the head guys anyway. I don't think he was maybe
He's not CEO.
he was head of.
So
Was it the
Xbox, like
the actual game system? No, that's what I meant. Sorry,
Not Bill Gates.
not Bill Gates.
He's not Bill Gates. No.
That's what I meant. But apparently he left. That whether or not he was pushed, I'm not too sure.
I don't think he would have been pushed at all.
Dunno.
It's been rumoured for ages that it was due to leave in it.
Yeah, because I read a thing as well that it was meant to be something to do with EA as well. Like
He was
EA
supposed to be joining EA.
are now back to square one apparently because
They were looking for him.
they were hoping for him, but
No, he's moved to Zynga. What the fuck
and
that is.
he's gonna make crazy amounts of money apparently.
They're in trouble, that company though, I read.
What, Zynga?
Aye.
It's because they make shit games.
They're in big trouble.
Fair play to him, man.
I don't know. Nah, that's fair enough. But
It might turn them around, make them an amazing company that you want to buy games from.
Who cares? They look stupid. Xbox One is going to have a new reputation system for all the cheating players and the bell ends and the people who are just
Well, it
arseholes.
actually worked though.
Yeah,
Well,
they have a reputation system just now that's completely flawed because see in mine it says
I know.
like 57% of people like preferred you or something like that. But I know that that's not true because I know that the 57% of the people that I've ever played with will not have taken the time to go to my profile and then say, "Oh, I like this person."
I don't know.
And I don't get how that works. I only do it for people that are absolute arseholes, and even then, I don't even think it does anything.
I hope it does work, and I hope if they're going to do something because if you're in the middle of a game, whatever it is, Call of Duty or anything, and you can tell people are just like abusing the game and just wastes it, and it's just what's the point? And like I do, like you say, Christopher, like if somebody's like properly abusive or does something, then I'll report it and I'll try and file the reports and I'll avoid this player. But it'd be good if it actually had an effect.
There's no details released. They've just said
That's saying that it's going to group them together.
Let them play with each other and the good play.
Which is fine. I mean, if it's going to group bad players with bad players, then if that actually does do that, I mean, they've said. I think that was what the original reputation system was meant to do, and I don't think it really did it. So it'd be cool if
it worked.
It actually did that.
And a lot of people were on about the new Grand Theft Auto having 2 discs on Xbox. But they've come out and said that both PS3 and Xbox Ones will have mandatory installs.
It's 8 gigs.
It's 8 gigs, both of them. But the Xbox One, one of the discs is for the install, and then you won't need the disc again.
Just like
the
Battlefield?
other disc you play the game on. Battlefield's slightly different. One's single player and the other one's multiplayer.
Sorry, actually, yeah, because one of them is single player and HD textures or something like that. The other one's multiplayer.
Did Rage not do that as well?
I can't remember.
But they basically said you'll basically install the game with this one disc, and then the other disc will be used to play off of. So you won't. So you don't need to switch discs. People are going, "Oh, I don't want to switch discs," even though you don't want to.
I just find it weird with Grand Theft Auto that it's coming out so close to the launch of the Xbox One.
I know
it's going to come out 2 months before it, and I just think it'll probably impact sales. And I just wish it was coming out for Xbox One or PS4.
I know it'd make it
because especially with this, like, it's going to have massive file size of 8 gigs, and it seems to be quite a beast of a game. It seems to be suited on. But I don't know. Hopefully they do that, but I doubt they will.
I know. Yeah. Anyway, that's about it. There's no other real news. It's all boring. So I'm just about to wrap it up for this week. Just wanted to say again that we love feedback. So give us feedback, please.
Let us know what's happening.
I know. So if you want stuff you want to talk about, you want us to talk about, you want our opinions on, then just let us know and we'll talk about it. And the next time we go to record. let us know again if you didn't like anything in this show you'd want us to cut out or kind of see less of, and stuff you want to see more of. Let us know again on our Twitter at GG Chronicles, or on our Facebook, the GG Chronicles. All we need to do is search for that. Hopefully we'll have a website up soon. Just if anybody's like to have websites to go into, we'll post photos and news pieces up on there when we can. And we've also just in the middle of the week there got approval to iTunes, so all our stuff's on iTunes now. Well, all our stuff, our first episode's on iTunes, and this one will be on iTunes hopefully on Monday. So what we'll do is we'll let you know when it is available to download. It should be hopefully Monday by the time it gets approved.
Download, subscribe.
Yep. Tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
Yeah, like share shit like Facebook. Let
Share
everyone
the
know.
fuck right at it.
And just be totally vocal about like anything that you like or didn't like, or anything like, I think topics that people want covered would be cool. Like if somebody wanted something answered or wanted us to discuss something or whatever, that would be really, really cool to hear. So
feedback is much
all
appreciated in any way, good or bad.
And I think that's where we'll leave it. So I'll see you all maybe in a week's time, because me and you might do a Last of Us special next week. We're talking
Last of Us
because we've both completed
special.
it.
And you've maybe got past the
level?
tutorial, possibly.
I'm playing Defence Grid now. Last of Us taking a back seat.
So I thought we were dying to talk about it, so I thought we could maybe do like a 20-minute special.
Yeah, I'll bring the tissues. It's going to be a sad one.
It's going to be a totes emotion. But anyway, let us go for this week, and I'll see you in a week or two. GG! GG!